Hi, girls. It's Pop Pop. I'm going to be reading chapter 18 to you. And the name of the chapter is The Cool of the Evening. In the cool of the evening, when shadows darkened the fairgrounds, Templeton crept from the crate and looked around. Wilbur lay asleep in the straw. Charlotte was building her web. Templeton's keen nose detected many fine smells in the air. He decided to go exploring. Without saying anything to anyone, he started off. "Bring me back a word," Charlotte called after him. "I shall be writing tonight for the last time." The rat mumbled something to himself and disappeared in the shadows. He did not like being treated like a messenger boy. After the heat of the day, the evening came as a welcome relief to all. The Ferris wheel was lighted now. It went around and round in the sky and seemed twice as high during the day than night. There were lights on the midday, and you would hear the crackle and gambling machines and the music of the merry-go-round and the voice of the man in the Beano booth calling out numbers. The children felt refreshed after their nap. Fern met her friend Henry Fussy, and he invited her to ride with him in the Ferris wheel. He even bought a ticket for her so it didn't cost her anything. When Mrs. Arable happened to look up at the starry sky and saw her little daughter sitting with Henry Fussy and going higher and higher in the air, and saw how happy Fern was, she looked and just shook her head. My, she said. Henry Fussy, think of that. Templeton kept out of sight. In the tall grass behind the cattle barn, he found a folded newspaper. Inside it were leftovers from somebody's lunch. A deviled ham sandwich, a piece of Swiss cheese, part of a hard-boiled egg, and a core of wormy apple. The rat crawled in and ate everything. Then he tore a word out of the paper, rolled it up, and started back to Wilbur's pen. Charlotte had her web almost finished when Templeton returned, carrying the newspaper clipping she had left the space in the middle of the web. At this hour, no people were around in the pig pen, so the rat and the spider and the pig had everything to themselves. "I hope you bought a good one," Charlotte said. "It's in the last word I shall ever write." "Here," said Templeton, unrolling the paper. "What does it say?" asked Charlotte. "You have to read it to me." "It says humble," replied the rat. "Humble?" said Charlotte. "Humble has two meanings. It means not proud, and it also means near the ground. That's Wilbur all over. He's not proud, and he's always near to the ground." "Well, I hope you're satisfied," sneered the rat. "I'm not going to spend all my time fetching and carrying stuff for you. I came to this fair to enjoy myself, not to deliver papers." "You've been very helpful," Charlotte said. "Run along. If you want to see more of the fair, go ahead." The rat grinned. "I'm going to make a night of it," he said. "The old sheep was right. This fair is a rat's paradise. Great eating and great drinking, and everywhere good hiding and good hunting. Bye-bye, my humble Wilbur. Fare thee well, Charlotte, you old schemer. This will be a night to remember in a rat's life." He vanished into the shadows. Charlotte went back to work. It was quite dark now. In the distance, fireworks began going off, rockets scattering fiery balls in the sky. By the time the Arables and the Zuckermans and Lurvy returned from the grandstand, Charlotte had finished her web. The word humble was woven neatly in the center. Nobody noticed it until the darkness. Everyone was tired and happy. Fern and Avery climbed into the truck and lay down. They pulled the Indian blanket over them. Lurvy gave Wilbur a forkful of fresh straw. Mr. Arable patted him. "Time for us to go home," he said to the pig. "See you tomorrow." The grown-ups climbed slowly into the truck, and Wilbur heard the engine start and then heard the truck moving away at a very low speed. He would have felt lonely and homesick had Charlotte not been with him. He never felt lonely when she was near. In the distance, he could hear the music and the merry-go-round. As he was dropping off to sleep, he spoke to Charlotte. "Sing me that song again about the dung and the dark," he begged. "Not tonight," she said in a low voice. "I'm too tired." Her voice didn't seem to come from her web. "Where are you?" asked Wilbur. "I can't see you. Are you in the web?" "I'm back here," she screamed. "I'm up in the back corner." "Why aren't you on the web?" asked Wilbur. "You almost never leave that web." "I've left it tonight," she said. Wilbur closed his eyes. "Charlotte," he said after a while, "do you really think Zuckerman will let me live and not kill me when the cold weather comes? Do you really think so?" "Of course," said Charlotte. "You are a famous pig, and you are a good pig. Tomorrow you will probably win a prize. The whole world will hear about you. Zuckerman will be proud and happy to own such a pig. You have nothing to fear, Wilbur, nothing to worry about. Maybe you'll live forever. Who knows? And now, let's go to sleep." For a while there was no sound, then Wilbur's voice. "What are you doing up there, Charlotte?" "Oh, making something," she said. "Making something as usual." "It's something for me?" asked Wilbur. "No," said Charlotte. "It's something for me, for a change." "Please tell me what it is," begged Wilbur. "I'll tell you in the morning, Charlotte," she said. When the first light, comes into the sky, and the sparrows stir, and the cows rattle their chains, and when the rooster crows, and the stars fade, when early cars whisper along the highway, you will look up, and I'll show you something. I will show you my masterpiece. Before she finished the sentence, Wilbur was asleep. She could tell by the sound of his breathing that he was sleeping peacefully deep in the straw. Miles away at the Arable's house, the men sat around the kitchen table, eating a dish of canned peaches and talking about the events of the day. Upstairs, Avery actually in bed and asleep, Mrs. Arable was trucking Fern into bed. "Did you have a good time at the fair?" she asked as she kissed her daughter. Fern nodded. "I had the best time I've ever had anywhere or any time in all of my life." "Well," Mrs. Arable said, "isn't that nice?" And that's the end of that chapter.